Hello, Marian faculty and staff. This is Jeff Zajac, and this is a screencast tutorial for adding and modifying content on the Marian community resource pages. There was a conversation that resulted from the faculty-only meeting between Mrs. Peters and the administration, and a little bit of confusion about how to do this. What we're about to do was expressed, so hopefully this will clear up any confusion about how to post content in a place where the Marian community can access it. So for starters, we need to open a web browser. I'm using Microsoft Edge. You can use Chrome or Firefox. It doesn't matter which browser you use. What does matter, however, is that you are logged into your Marian Gmail account. So you want to navigate to google.com and make sure that you are logged into your Marian Google account. So MHS, last name, first initial. I'm logged into the Marian High School account, which is the account that owns the Marian Community Resource pages. But when you're logged in, you'll see a letter up here for your name. That's one way of being able to tell that you are logged in. Once you're logged in, there are two ways to get to the community resource pages. One of them is to go up to your address bar up here and simply type in tinyurl.com/Marian Resources. That's the URL that we shared with the Marian community and that we consistently publish for them so that it makes it easy to get to. And if you click on that, it will take you to a Google Drive folder where all of our content for the 18-19 Marian school year is in this structure of folders here. The other way to get there is, if we go back, is to click on this grid of 9 little boxes up here that brings up the Google App menu and go to Google Drive. Now, of course, your Google Drive is going to have your content and will look different than this, but either in your drive or in the shared with me, you should find the 2018-2019 Marian school year. And when we double click that, we're in that same parent folder for all of our content that we're sharing with the Marian community. Now today we're focused on co-curricular clubs and organizations, as this is targeted to people who are moderators and coaches who may be uploading content here. So we're going to double click on co-curricular clubs and organizations. And as you can see, there is a folder for every one of our co-curricular organizations. Now, each of the moderators of these organizations have been given permission to edit these folders. So I am going to use Model United Nations, which is right down here, MUN, as an example. And we're going to just go ahead and double click on that folder. Now there isn't, as you can see, there isn't anything in the folder right now, but and the focus of this is to show you how to add content to that folder. And it really is as simple as dragging and dropping from a File Explorer window. So I'm going to go ahead and open a File Explorer window. If you don't have this on your taskbar down at the bottom, you can search for File Explorer and it'll pop up, and it opens up, of course, your whatever documents you have on your computer. Now, the fictional scenario here is that I am either Mr. Turner or Mrs. Rowland, and I'm scheduling a field trip, and I need all of my parent volunteers to complete all of the volunteer paperwork that is required for them to act as a chaperone on the field trip. So I want to upload the Marian volunteer checklist and instructions. All right, this is just an example. It doesn't matter what it is that you want to add to the folder, but let's say that that's what I was doing. I simply find the document that I'm looking for in my File Explorer, and I left click and hold and drag that document anywhere over here into the white area. Now I'm still holding the button, and you'll notice that at the bottom of the screen, this little blue pop-up, drop files to instantly upload them to Model United Nations. So I'm going to let go of the button. That brings up this window down at the bottom that shows me the status of my upload. Of course, it's a pretty small file, so the upload happens pretty quickly. And we don't need that. We can close it. But here is our file that has been uploaded to the folder. And now any Marian community member that navigates to this folder will have access to this file, and they can double click on it and open the file. They can right click on it and download a copy. And in that regard, I would recommend, as I've done here, to use PDFs when you're uploading content to the to any of these community resource pages. That way people can't accidentally make changes, formatting doesn't become an issue, things like that. So if you do have just a quick little bit, if you do have a Word document, let's open the Word version of this volunteer checklist and instructions, and you want to save it as a PDF so that you can upload to the community resource pages, all you have to do is go over here to the File menu, and you can choose Export and Create Adobe PDF. So that'll bring up a folder, an Explorer window where you're saving, and if I were to click Save now, it's going to ask me, do I want to replace the one that already exists? I could say yes, but there's no need for me to do that. But it'll create that PDF that you can then upload to your club page. Okay? So here we have what we uploaded. I want to show you a couple of things about this right-click menu. If I right-click here, one of the most useful pieces of this menu is the Get Shareable link. Now, when I click this, I'm going to left click, regular click. It's going to bring up a link that I can use to direct people directly to this document without having to navigate through this file structure. I'm not sure why, but when you do, everything, it only stays up on the screen. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but it only stays up for a short time. So we're going to click it. We're going to click on the link and hit Control-C. And then there you go, it vanished. I'm not sure what's going on there. But you could always just right-click, go to the Get Shareable link, click on it, hit Control-C. That copies that URL, that link, into your clipboard. So now let's say I'm going to share that link with families. I want to send an email, for instance, to the parents that are going to volunteer, or I'm putting it into my a journal article, or I want it to be in the announcements. So I'm going to open up a Word document that I got started just a little while ago, and let's say that I'm Mr. Turner, and I'm sending out a little letter to or email to the parents of the NUN members, and I want them to be able to click on this link. So I'm going to type in here, please click here to obtain all of the paperwork that you need to volunteer as a chaperone. Now I want to make these words, click here, a hyperlink, a link that would take them directly to this document and open up in their window like this. So in my Word document, I'm going to highlight click here, and then I have all these menus up here in Word. I'm sure many of you are already familiar with this, but if I go to the Insert menu, right in near the middle here, there's a button for hyperlink. I'm going to click that. And notice that up here on the text to display, these are the words that I highlighted. Okay, you can insert your own words if you wanted to change that. But down here at the bottom under the address is where we're going to paste that link that we copied to our clipboard from the Google Drive. So I just want to click on the address bar there and press and hold the Control button and then the letter V. And that is a shortcut for pasting. And as you can see, it pastes that link right into my address bar here. I click OK, and you can see that this ends up as a link that parents can click if this was an email or an announcement. And we'll pretend that we're finished here, and I'm Mr. Turner, and now I want to paste this into an email. So if I simply hit Control A or highlight everything and then copy it either from a menu up here or with Control C, I can open up Outlook. Take just a moment here. I can compose a new email. Getting a look at my inbox there. And I can paste that right into my email. And notice that the hyperlink is retained. Okay, and if you're sending an announcement to Patsy, that hyperlink would be there. So that is a real convenient way to share the link, and if parents follow that link, it opens up the browser and opens up the document right in the browser for them to click on. So we're going to go back to our community resource pages. There's one other item I'd like to show you in this right-click menu. If we go down here to Manage Versions. So we're going to right-click on our document. We're going to go down to Manage Versions. Now, this is going to show us the current version that has been uploaded. Let's say that you upload a document, you get a shareable link, you put it in an email and send it off to the families of the members of your club or organization, and then you realize there's a typo, or you want to add something to the document. If you were to remove that document, I'm going to go backwards here for a second. If you right-click and simply remove the document, it gets rid of it from the drive and no one can see it anymore. However, if you then uploaded a new version, it would have a different link, and then you'd have to resend your email to parents with the link, and we don't want to do that. So if we go to Manage Versions and we click on Upload New Version, I can pick this is the same file, of course, so nothing will change, but I can pick my new version of the file that I want to upload and either double click or click once and then click Open, and it will upload that new version. And the nice thing about that is that the link stays the same, so you don't have to go and say, oops, I sent you the wrong link, and send them a new one. Or if you made a tiny URL, that wouldn't need to change. So you can use this Manage Versions feature to make changes to the documents that you've uploaded. And again, the nice thing about this is that parents can just click on it and it takes them right to the document without them having to navigate through our file structure here. So that is how we drag and drop to add content to the community resource pages, how we can remove content from those pages, and how we can manage the versions and use a hyperlink to direct families, parents, students to those documents. As always, please don't hesitate to give me a call or drop by if you have any questions, and I hope this was helpful. Thanks for tuning in.